time to focus on the things you need, the things you deserve. You deserve a healthy body. Supplements that get you moving and keep you moving. That make you feel good, look good, do good. And they shouldn't contain GMOs, artificial ingredients, or heavy metals, ever. Supplements that are clinically studied, use proven absorption technologies, are designed by scientists, and are ethically sourced and produced. Supplements with everything you need, nothing you don't. You deserve a company that you can trust, that's dedicated to safe manufacturing practices and third-party testing, that ensures the highest quality of effectiveness from extraction of ingredients all the way to the composition of the packaging. Wait a second. You deserve to see the process. You deserve a company led by a CEO with a deep belief in the power of people, dedicated to inspiring entrepreneurs to achieve success. A company with a phytonutrient chemist and expert on natural molecules who is obsessed with human health and has your best interest in mind to design its products. A board comprised of talented doctors from around the world. You deserve to be surrounded by people you trust and look up to. Empowered ambassadors that inspire wellness every day. Leaders who are rooting for you to be the best version of yourself. A community that works hard and plays hard. You deserve to experience adventures that take you around the world, and you deserve to be recognized for your hard work. It's time to get what you deserve. It's time to shift your focus. 3.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Kim Hui coming to you from Los Angeles, and welcome to our Tuesday Empowerment Call. And I'm here with my co-host, Samson Li.
Hi,
You
Kim.
something, Samson?
Yeah, hello, Kim. Hello, everybody around the world. Great to have you on the call.
Absolutely. And we just returned, Samson and I just arrived late last night and from Hong Kong with an incredible event, didn't we, Samson?
Yeah, I mean, it was like 1,000 people packed, but I think it was one of the best events we've had so far, just because people were so hungry, coming from all over Asia, even from Australia. It's incredible. I was very surprised, and people were just so hungry to see what the new product is. They're very excited. It was a terrific launch. Dr.
It was
Dan did a great
incredible.
job. Yep.
That's right. That's right. It's an incredible launch, as well as right now, as a matter of fact, Dr. Dan is in Malaysia, and then he'll be off to Malaysia, he'll be off to Taiwan. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever been to a Christmas party with celebrating with 1,000 people. It's incredible, right, Samson? It was an incredible experience.
Well, I mean, people dressed up, so it was classy. My highlight was seeing the different teams from different countries coming together to perform. We actually had the leaders perform, so I was very impressed with all of them. And some of those little spots of video that I took, it's out there in the chat groups. But it was great to see teams coming together. And afterwards, I just said to some of my leaders, as I told them that, look, you're not really a team until you dance together. So that was a lot of fun.
Well, it certainly was an exciting time for us. I mean, not only because of the holiday season, but because from a business standpoint, where we are as a company, where we are as a global community, and launching the new product, and also timing of this business. So today we are really excited to have another couple of 6 stars from North America joining us. These incredible leaders have been with us from the very beginning. So let's invite them on the call. So first, we have Corbin and Holly from Florida. Hi, welcome to the call, Corbin and Holly.
Hey, excited to be here. Yeah, I'm in Florida right now, and Holly is back in our hometown of Tulsa, Oklahoma, visiting in-laws. and
Awesome. Awesome. Well, welcome and thank you for joining us. And Samson, would you like to introduce the next couple?
Oh yeah, we have this hot couple from Florida. Love them. Powerhouse. Here we go. Let's welcome Ricky and Francoise Untermeyers. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, beautiful faces. Would you like to say a few greeting words to the global community? We're so glad that you guys are here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we just love this season, the season of giving, and with the new products that just launched, I think there's so much excitement in the company, and we're just so excited just to be able to share the love of three and what we have to offer, and really just happy to be here with you guys, with this amazing group, with this powerful group that is really behind the scenes working so hard to make you guys super successful for the year of 2025.
Yeah, and I think 2025 was set up for us to capture the moment in this time we live. I mean, three has put us all in a position to make a massive win, and they have new products. Daniel repeatedly gives us the tools and the things to go out and produce for the people that we bring in this business. So we're super excited. We saw Hong Kong, that looked awesome. The event looked amazing, and
Great job, guys.
you guys did a great job.
Thank
We
you, thank you.
definitely had FOMO here in the US, by the way.
Well, you
Oh,
can't miss the
God.
next one, okay, you guys?
I know, definitely.
All right, Corbin and Holly.
Well, thank you so much for having us on. It's so great to see all of your faces on here and just a group that I admire so much. And just looking at three from Hong Kong, from North America, all over Asia, and the things that are happening in such a short amount of time. I think sometimes I have to kind of pinch myself and remind myself we're only 19, 20 months into this. And we have this look as if we're $1 billion company already. But it's hard to believe we are just getting started. So I always tell people, when you look at this and you're hearing about three for the first time and you're just getting started, it's almost like that pinch me moment. How am I one of the first of 99.99% of the world to hear of three? And why is the reason that I know about it? I need to do something about it. And so I'm just thrilled to be a part of this just stellar group. And I just am honored to be invited on this Zoom tonight.
Thank you. And Corbin.
Oh my gosh, what a great group of people. As I'm sitting here looking at this, we're so blessed to have such incredible leadership all over the world right here on this call. And I can't think of anything better to bring in the 2025 to have the North America leadership united here as we move forward. And what I've noticed different than anything I've ever done before is the unity around the world. We're just not a group here and a group there, or, my group's here and my group's in that part. We are so united. And I think that is one of the key components for massive momentum as we move forward. Lockstep. I always love the saying, a high tide lifts all boats, but your boat's got to be in the water. If your boat's standing up in dry dock getting serviced, when that high tide comes in, you're going to miss this run. And that's the reason I love the unity, because we have so many boats in the water, so many people casting their nets for those fish. And I think that is going to be the thing that catapults this company into the momentum that we so look forward to. There's nothing better than momentum in this industry. And I believe this group right here, with all the teams that are attached, are so unified. We're going to see massive growth in 2025.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I was, we were live at the event in Hong Kong, and I know that's been streamed. It was part of it was streamed live on YouTube. So I mean, we were watching it live, and we were seeing all the comments. I want to really, I mean, I will share with you my feel, but I really want to get your take on it. Like, you guys are watching a YouTube stream live while we were in Hong Kong, and you guys are wherever you are in the United States. How does that make you feel? Let's start with Holly. How did it make you feel when you are watching it live and you see some of the comments and some of the feeds? What was going through your mind, Holly?
I think for one, it kind of brought it streamlined for me. That showed we really are a worldwide company. And what I loved about it was that three made us feel a part of it. So even though we might not be able to get on a plane and go across the world, we felt a part of it. I mean, everyone's sitting up at Friday night at midnight on their computers watching the launch as if they're in the room. And I think that's the beauty of technology today, that we get to take advantage of that. And I hope all of the launches that we do and these events that we do, we always stream it. Because if you can't be there in person, the next best thing is to be there live, watching it and feeling a part of it. And I will tell you, it was stellar. I think that even in North America, we can learn things from Hong Kong and their event and vice versa. And that really comes together by being able to do that live launch. And then it made us very jealous that you guys have your hands on it, everyone in Asia. We can't wait to get our hands on the brand new product as well.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, now maybe Francoise, would you like to share how you feel when you were watching it live?
Absolutely. And, I echo everything that Holly has said. But, I remember when I first got started in the industry, and I had walked away from my career to be home with my kids. After a while, I felt like I wasn't really walking my purpose and I wanted to do more. And what I love about this platform is that it takes your gifts and talents. And many people who are in this profession, I think, just have a servitude about them, a love for people. And watching that room and seeing the reach that we have, it's so much bigger than just sharing a product. There's lives being changed all over the world. And you could just feel that. You could look around and look at the crowd and look at their faces, how passionate, excited, and hope and the dream and the desire in their heart. And for me, I just left feeling so full. The product's exciting, absolutely. But the dreams that product can help people achieve was just phenomenal to me. And I was so jealous. I'm like, man, I wish I could just be there, because that excitement, it fuels me. And I hope today our excitement, our passion, our conviction fuels you, because it's not just about the new product. It's about taking that excitement, actually putting it into action, going out and doing something about it, because the company can put us in a great position. They did that in 2024. And they're doing it in 2025. But at the end of the day, it really depends on you. It's a decision you make for yourself, and it's going out and achieving those dreams, but putting the daily actions every single day when you don't feel like it. And I think sometimes we get in this position where we just do what we feel, we do what needs to be done. And for our company to do what we need to do, we just have to get up every day and just do it. Just go out and drive it. And I saw that in that room, a lot of people that were committed. They were serious and they're wanting to make a difference in their life. And that was just heartfelt. My heart was melting. I was so jealous.
That's awesome. I mean, the things that when I was, watching it live as well, so like reading some of the feeds, some of the comments, it's just what I felt was the global connection, in that some people say, well, I miss you. I mean, we're in Idaho. I miss you guys. It's just that connection. I mean, the world seems smaller, because of technology. And so let's just move right along, and I want to do this. I want to ask a question. We all been with this project from the inception. Okay. So I have 3 questions for the group right here. Number 1, I want to say that the last 21 months in this journey together, taking a company from nothing, right? Just a concept, an idea, a dream of doing something, to be where we are here today. I want to ask the 4 of you guys, what is your takeaway from the last 21 months on this project, running on this from zero to where we are? So Corbin, would you like to start? What's your takeaway?
Yeah, I look at it as there's 3 types of people in this business. There's wave makers, there's wave riders, and there's wave crashers. And right now, the people that are joining us are the wave makers. And what I mean by that is you have a chance to get on this wave that is going to run and run and run and run. But with that comes a lot of paddling. Ricky's a surfer, and I watched him surf one time in Fiji, and he paddled, and the wave wasn't there, and the wave wasn't there. But he kept after it. And finally, he hit that wave and rode it all the way in. And that's how I look at the last 19 months. I can't believe it's already been 19 months of this business, is we're all paddling. We're all going as hard as we can. And we're grinding this thing. But here's the deal. The wave is coming. And you want to be there for this wave. And the way you're there is by doing things that most people aren't willing to do. You're going to have to sacrifice a little bit. You're going to have to be gone a few more nights out of the week. You're going to have to make those extra phone calls. You're going to have to do those extra 3-way connect calls. You're going to have to sacrifice a little bit of time away from the mundane so you can have the extraordinary that is coming. I've been a part of a company that hit momentum years and years and years ago, and there's nothing better than that. But it wasn't for everybody, and I keep going back to this. It's the people that are in the trenches every day. The first thing that Kim ever said to me and Samson when we first met and we're putting in this thing together, they said, do you want to make a lot of money? I'm like, holy cow, yes. I mean, I thought making 6 figures was great. I thought making 7 figures were great. I'd never heard of anyone that had made 8 figures, 9 figures in this business. And I'm like, yes, I want to do it. And they said, it's this simple. More meetings means more money. And it was like this huge light bulb went off, because some people think they get in and they're going to look at their back office and they're going to see what their team's doing, and they're going to constantly be looking at the reports and doing all that. And then there's the people, your 6 stars, your 5 stars, the brand new 5 stars, the brand new 4 stars. And you look to see, what are they doing to help create that momentum? They're doing meetings nonstop. They're in the trenches. They're doing the thing. You know, everyone says in this industry, well, only 1% or 1/2 of the people make the money. Those are the people that are doing the work.
That's
They're
right.
the ones out
Only
doing
that
the thing.
1% is willing to do the work and do the grind.
Bingo. And that's what we're looking for, the 1%ers. So that's my take over the last 19 months and where we're going. We're paddling, but that wave is coming.
Awesome. Awesome. Now let's go to the server. Ricky, what would you say? What would you say?
I mean, it's just surreal what can happen in your life in this profession. I mean, this room behind us is where we started 9 years ago in this profession with 4 people in our living room. I think it's hard for a new person to look at a couple or an individual and their massive success and say, oh, they just got there. No. I mean, you look at Kim Wee, 30 years. You look at Holly and Corbin, 20 years. Samson, probably the same. They didn't just get there. They started by small, and they kept going every day with hope. And then hope turns into confidence, and then that vision expands. And that's what happened for us. And as you look at and be able to identify where 3's at, I mean, to do $65 million in revenue its first year, that is a solid foundation. Now it takes you to have the vision that no business is built overnight or even months. It takes years. But being in early might be harder, but the rest will be easier, because this will pay you for the rest of your life. And, you know, as the great Dexter Yeager said, you know, give yourself time to succeed. I see a lot of impatience with people. If you just have patience, if you're the first time watching a Zoom, you can do this. This profession doesn't discriminate. Doesn't matter where you come from. If you say yes to the profession and you do it long enough, you're going to find someone that thinks the way you do. And then they're going to go out and put the action in. And that can lead to a life of freedom. And I think this profession is the greatest entrepreneurship vehicle, because it gives someone the opportunity to do something part-time. And 3 has very, very attractive science, and they have the cellular absorption. They have Kim Wee, they have Holly and Corbin, they have Samson. This is track record. This is wisdom. This is people that understand how to build this profession. You take the timing in society where people are getting crushed by inflation. They need opportunity. They need help. You have the ability, by just opening your mouth over and over and over, and eventually you look back and the fulfillment comes from the impact, because you got a lot of other people free in their freedom, and also the impact of relationships that you get to touch across the globe. You can build locally. And as you watch the Zoom just recently in Hong Kong, this company is expanding globally. You know, I owned a traditional business for 20 years. I didn't move out of Northeast Florida. Had 50 employees. This profession, you could be a Holly Roush, a Francoise Untermeyer. You could start in your living room, and it expands all over the United States. And people think the money is the best aspect. I think the best aspect of this is the relationships and the impact and the fulfillment you get from helping other people, and the friendships you gain from this profession. And I see 3 as a multi-billion-dollar company expanding the globe and touching a lot of lives.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. Well said. Well said. Now, Francoise, what about you? What were some of the moments that for you, like the last 19, 20 months? What was your growth in this space? What was your takeaway the last 19, 20 months?
Me personally, growth, my personal, or just in the company?
Your personal.
Well, I think that's a good one. There's a lot, right? I mean, every day you're getting up and you're doing something that scares you. I think that's why I chose this platform, is because in corporate America, and really anything I've always done, I hit the ceiling and like, what's next? And I love that every day you can wake up and challenge yourself. I don't know if it's one thing. I think just no matter where you are, you know, whether it was day one or me 9 years later, like there's still struggles and there's insecurities. And, you know, some people watching this today is really excited. And some people are like looking back and thinking, man, I missed the boat. The opportunity is big, but yes, the window's small. Like there is a time that you have to make that decision to to be that better version of yourself. And I think every day I'm working on that. For me, it's self-confidence, self-esteem. I've always struggled with that. And I think just knowing that I'm good enough and making sure that I'm always self-developing and training my mind to not have stinking thinking. We do it all the time. We think about all the things we're not, but think about all the things you are. Because when you start getting in that mind space, it takes you from your dreams, right? And it pulls that out, it pulls it from you. So we want to go from our dreams to our destiny. To do that, it's usually in our weakest places. And so, what has changed for me? I think it's just always continuing to push myself. Every area, whether it's training my team, whether it's getting out speaking on stage, whether it's sitting down next to a legend like Kim, all these things, they're never comfortable, but I know that nothing good is in your comfort zone. So I think, there's just not one thing. Every day it's a new beginning. And I think that if you're watching this today and you're looking back, well, there's a reason why the Lord didn't put eyes behind your head, right? It's because you're supposed to look forward. Put the blinders on like a horse and say, today's that new day for me. Tomorrow or today, I'm going to get up and do something that scares me, whether it's making a list. I mean, sometimes it's so hard to make a list of 20 people, guys. I get it. When I first started, I couldn't make a list of 10. So if it's making a list of 20, maybe it's making one phone call, sending a text, do something that scares you. And those little achievements, those little wins, they actually add up to something really big and beautiful. I didn't start like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be this top network marketer. Like I literally, when I first started, thought I could not do this. I mean, structure of 3 is easy, right? The way we build is easy, but the obstacles and the things that we have to do, the inner struggle is the hardest part. You have to be willing for that. So I would just encourage all you guys listening today is that it's never easy. We're always growing, we're always stretching, but you have to be willing to do that. And so I would say that would be my growth.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, Francoise, I mean, for someone like yourself, I mean, when people look at you, I mean, you are always so poised and beautiful. And that's such a beautiful, authentic sharing. I mean, it doesn't matter what we look outside, all of us, there's an inner journey that we all go through, the emotions, the thoughts, the beliefs. I mean, all that stuff that we all go through. So that was a beautiful sharing. Thank you so very much. Now, Ms. Holly, what do you say about that? About yourself?
I love hearing that. And I think that, I think I agree with you with what you say, Francoise, Ricky, everything that seems so put together. I think on the people watching, you don't realize the internal struggles each of us as leaders have too, right? And sometimes when you're at the position we are, 6-star and above, there's not a lot of people calling saying, hey, good job, or you did this, we're doing that with our teams, but kind of at the top, it can be a little lonely from getting that. And so it's just a reminder that all of us started somewhere. And I think people forget that too. We all started with 0 experience in our home, talking to our first person, just like you all watching. We're no different. The difference is we did a little bit more. And I think when we look over 3, over the last 21 months, whatever that number is, there are times it's like, it teaches you patience because we need to be patient, but yet sense of urgency, so we have both these things working, because patient in the sense that we're only 20 months old still. Nobody knows about us yet. The things that we've accomplished in such a short amount of time are phenomenal. It's hard to believe that we've launched in 14 countries simultaneously without a lot of issues, to have the products that we have in the physician's desk reference, the leadership. I would put this leadership against any other company out there in our platform across the entire world. I'm telling you, there's not as great of leadership that we have, but we're just getting started. So it's that sense of urgency that we need to get out there and tell people. Why in the world would anyone keep 3 a secret? I think sometimes they think, oh, I'm going to pick this person to talk to or this person, but not tell this person. Someone's going to get to your family, your neighbor, or your acquaintance. And if it's not you, it's going to be someone else. And so you need that sense of urgency. Put everyone on your list. Don't prejudge. It doesn't matter what rank you are. I am still recruiting every single day. I've been messaging people today, trying to get brand new people involved, because I believe I can only ask others to do what I'm willing to do myself. And so it's so important to everybody watching. You lead by example. Your team follows what you do. And I think that's why this 6-star and above group right here here on the Zoom is why they're in the position they're in. It's because they're in that daily grind. We're only doing the things that we would ask of you to do, but we're doing it a lot more often. But there is room for everybody. You know, I also sit in this position after 20 years of in the industry. I don't need or want to be the face person all of the time. I want all of you. I am looking into each of your eyes, watching this, and your souls telling you if a stay-at-home mom from Tulsa with zero experience 20 years ago can live a life that I could only dream of, each of you can too. The difference is you have to take action, and it's daily action, day after day. Just like Francoise said, if things get you down, you still get back up and you do it again, because there's nothing out there like 3. There's no other platform. There's no other compensation plan. There's no other products. There's no other leadership. There's no other founder CEO like we have in Daniel Piku. There's nothing out there that you're going to find. So don't wait. Get started. Take action day after day. When I'm seeing the rank advancement and things that are happening, it's the people who are consistent and persistent day after day, hour after hour, making small sacrifices constantly and consistently. And when you do that, you're going to live a life that you could only dream of. And that's where Corbin and I are right now. We're incredibly blessed to be in this position, but it wasn't because we sat on our hands and we willed for it to happen. It's because we went out and made it happen, and we continue to.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. There's so many nuggets from all of you guys that you're sharing. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, you know, Holly, like everybody, I'm just to echo what everybody's saying, you know, I would say this to everybody watching, that you will not find any better team in this space. This is the dream team, what we have in this entire, you will try at this moment that we're living in right now, you'll travel to the end of the earth. You will not find a team of leadership at 3. And not only the field leadership, the last couple of days, we get to witness corporate management. My gosh, their unity, their heart to serve. I mean, it matches, it's in alignment with us. I mean, upper management, when the office running low on water because it's Sunday, they were making things happen. Daniel was behind the reception desk to serve and to help with orders. These are kind of things that you see. Barco, I mean, they landed from America, landed in Hong Kong. Why then and then? They go to the event venue, make sure that everything is set up. I mean, just the heart of this incredible management team and the field leadership. So I would say this, this is the dream team from both corporate and the field. And you won't find it anywhere else except at 3. So now I want to ask this, my co-host Samson, okay? So Samson, what's your outlook for 2025 for 3?
Okay, so I'm very, very excited for 2025. You know, Kim, you know, I've been working with you for 20 years, and we work with companies and have built companies billions of dollars in sales. We walked that journey from the startup to all the way to momentum and beyond. You know, I'm so excited for 3 because we have all the pieces already. And, you know, I was just going to comment because what you said about, first of all, corporate leadership, it's very necessary to have not empty suits, but people who have heart and put into action to make sure the leader, the field and the customers are taken care of. No company is perfect, but I would say that, you know, the people that I met in corporate 3, they take ownership. They're not just working there as a job. They take ownership of what they're doing. And I would tell you, under Daniel's leadership, people who are empty suits, they would not last in corporate. So this company is only going to go through the process of getting better and better and better. And the second thing is, to be honest, you know, like I met all kinds of leaders in the industry, and I don't say this lightly because what Holly said, what Rick and Francois said, what Corbin said, you know, what you said about leadership in 3, the people that are very transactional, they're not going to last. The people that take ownership and catches the vision of creating these billion-dollar companies to benefit millions of people around the world, they will last, and they will themselves, and each one of them around the world will shape how this company will be. They will shape the culture of this company. Above anything, I mean, who doesn't want to belong in a community of like-minded people who have each other's backs, who have their best interest at heart? And that's why, over and over again, especially this past event in Hong Kong, we saw a glimpse of that billion-dollar company already. When in the Hong Kong office, Daniel was going everywhere. You know why? I think just that one day, the day after event in the Hong Kong office, from morning to night, I would think there are probably close to 1,000 people going through that office. I mean, it was people are lining up down the hall, waiting to get their products, waiting to meet Daniel, Dr. Dan up close in person. It's crazy. And I just thought, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. And that old feeling of, wow, that momentum hitting. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. 2025. Look, I would hope that everybody on this call take ownership of your business and let's work hard together. Let's work hard together as the field and let's work hard together as corporate, be solution oriented, and let's keep chugging forward because I see momentum coming down. I don't know. I can't say too much, but 2025, it's going to be a very interesting year. It's going to be something very explosive. People are going to be smiling from ear to ear by next Christmas. That's all I can say.
That's a beautiful outlook. And I would share this too. I mean, I know that some people have posted on the chat group some of the videos at the office, but what you just saw was just the office. You didn't see the hallway, the lineup from our office, from one end of the hall all the way to someone else's office at the end of the hall. Good, thank goodness it was Sunday, right? And hallways all lined up, couldn't get in the office, and people were lining up down the elevator. So the elevator can only come up, each time, and then they will wait for the next batch to come up all day long, all day long. It was all day like that. So it was an incredible experience. And like Samson had mentioned, we had built a multi-billion-dollar company before. So it's like, we've seen this. I was telling Samson on the plane yesterday, I said, we've tasted that before. We've seen it. So we're the precipice of that getting into that momentum. So really get, Corbin and Holly, everybody here talk about the culture, and Samson talk about the culture. Each and every single one of us have our hands to shape the direction and where we're going. And so I'm very grateful for this incredible leadership right here in the United States. But I know there's many of you out there in North America, in Asia and APAC. And the thing is this, it's just only the beginning. And there are many, many more that'll be joining us this month and then the upcoming years. So to kind of wrap up this call, maybe what we could do is maybe each one of you kind of give you share a few words of wisdom. If for those audiences, people who are looking at this Zoom here today, I mean, you all have made it. I mean, you guys are like, people looking at you guys, and you are the legends in this space. And so I would like to ask you guys, maybe share a few words of wisdom as they start this business. And here, I know it's holiday season here in America, everywhere else for Christmas, but at the same time, what would you say as they begin their business? A few words of wisdom, what they should be doing as creating momentum going into 2025. So let's start with Corbin. So what would you suggest, a few words of wisdom to our new people, new friends, new and existing friends that want to coming on board? What would you say?
I would say the most important thing is always do just a little bit more. When I got started 20 years ago, I had a full-time job. I was working sometimes 60, 70 hours a week. I was going into the office on Saturday, sometimes on a Sunday. But we caught this vision of what could happen for our life and what could possibly be. And I learned that it's up to me. It's not up to my boss. It's not, if I want to have that lifestyle I so badly saw other people having, and that's the key. If one man or woman can do it, so can another. And I watched people having this life that I so badly wanted. I decided at that point that I was going to do just a little bit more every single day to advance my business. And I focused on income producing activities. I didn't focus on, every time I look at the back office, that's a reflection of the past. That's not a reflection of the future. What's the reflection of the future is your income producing activities, which is, building a list, reaching out to people, showing the meeting or showing the plan and following up with people. So that's what I encourage you to do. The best nugget I can give you is do something to advance your business every single day, no matter how busy you are with the normal stuff. This is the future. This is your future, to take your financial future into your own hands through 3.
Thank you so much, Corbin. That's beautifully said. All right, now Corbin's beautiful wife, Holly.
Oh, thank you. Well, I would tell you, holiday season is one of my favorite times to build. You know, sometimes people think, oh, I'm so busy, I don't really have time. It's in that busyness you'll find time, because your list grows. You're going to be seeing family members, friends that you don't typically see, people in from out of town. This is a perfect way for you to get reconnected with these people, build your list, and start growing and contacting them and seeing what happens there. Really get connected to your upline, who your team is, and the things that they're doing. Learn from them and take daily action. The reason that everyone is on here right now is because they did the consistent reaching out to people, exposing people to 3. You're in a time right now, people are looking for, what are my goals for 2025? Whether that's health goals or financial goals. They're making their decisions today for 2025. They're not waiting till January. Don't you wait until January to help walk them through those decisions. Walk them through them now. What are your health goals? What are your financial goals? Because 3 has an opportunity for both of those for every single person that you talk to. I would tell you now, you're setting your goals, you're starting to reach out to people, because in 2025, we could be sitting here a year from now and you can see your life and their future can be completely different. Imagine if you're making an extra 500 a week, 1,000 a week, 5,000 a week. What could that do for you and your family, for your community? These are the things that can happen in 2025, but it doesn't happen by waiting for that day to come. It happens by taking action today. Look around you, have conversations, smile a little, and watch your list grow.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. And Francoise.
Yeah, well, I mean, Holly did such a great job. No, I think this is the season where people 100% say everyone's busy, but busy people do get things done. And we all know that. We're all very busy, but you make time. And Ricky and I have always hit our highest ranks in the Christmas month or the summer. And so like in the beginning of our career, we would hear that, we're like, wait a second, we're hitting our highest rank. It's because we just don't stop. And I think that, the beginning of the new year, like Holly said, people are making decisions what they want their 2025 to look like, and they're praying for opportunities. I think when you're talking to people and you're making these lists and you're meeting your friends and families at the holiday events, I personally would just suggest not talking about 3, just listening more and talking less. I think that's one thing that we get really excited about 3 and we just vomit everywhere. That's not very professional. People run from that. So I tell my team is just go and just listen, take mental notes, because I feel like 3, we have so much for everyone, but you have to let them pick. I always use the analogy, we are like a waitress or a waiter with a tray of desserts, and our job is just to present the tray and let them pick. But if you see someone at a holiday event and they're lost a job or a little bit overweight, and you're like, hey, I got this product. You never know what's going on behind the curtain. So if you just listen and find out what's going on in their life, and then what you do is the next couple of days, you say, hey, the other day when you were talking to me, right, you mentioned a thing or two, and I feel like I might have something that could bless you. Let's talk. Do you have 20 minutes? We can jump on a call. You use the things because they will tell you what they want, what they're looking for, not just shove it in their face. So if I had a tray of desserts and I'm like, hey, do you want anything? And you pick the carrot cake, I'm not going to talk about the cheesecake, right? Right. And so I would say when you're making a list, just to piggyback off of what Holly said, is just make sure you're doing it very professionally. And then also, I think for what you need to do right now is just make achievable goals. Like you might get off this really excited. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make 100 phone calls. Well, can you really make 100 phone calls? And you don't do it, you feel like you failed. So if you're like, something, what tomorrow I'm going to start by doing 2 hours a day, and this is what you're going to do. It's revenue producing activity, not looking in your back office, researching the new product, take the product. Don't look at the ingredients, actually put it on your face, use it, have that personal experience. People don't care what's in it. They care how it makes you feel or look. And so you actually have to put those things in place. And I think once you put little goals in place, achievable goals every single day, they will compound into something very very beautiful where you're like, look back at this week, you're like, hey, I did it. And like, if you're just throwing everything on the wall and see what sticks, you're really not going to have anything happen. So make sure you have targets, right? If you don't have a target, you'll miss it every single time. Meaning, if this week your goal is to work 2 hours, what's the end goal? Do you want to sign up one person? Do you want to get happy 3? Make a goal, make a plan. Without a plan, it's just a wish. So I would just say be very focused in the little time that you have. We're all doing this in the nicks and crannies of our day, but be focused and consistent. You can see people go to the gym all the time. They'll spend 20 hours at the gym, okay? And they get no results. But then you see one person walk in and they spend 30 minutes 3 times a week and they're ripped. Why? It's the quality of their rituals and their results show. So you don't have to do 20 hours a week. We're not asking you to do that. If you did 3 hours a week, that's 6 phone calls. That's 6 connects. That's a Zoom. That's a presentation, whatever. You can do a lot for your business. So I would just say realistic goals, achieve them. Don't go into a high fitness class for the first time, never going and do a high intensity. You'll be so sore, you'll never come back. Start at the beginners. And once you get to the beginners, go to the intermediate. And then one day you'll be in the high intensity class and you'll be right here with Kim Wee, Holly Corbin, and Samson, right? So that would be my suggestions for you guys out there tonight.
Thank you so much. Lots of wisdom in that and nuggets. Okay, Mr. Ripped, Mr. Passion and Mr. Rip. Okay, Ricky. You are, look at those muscles. Okay.
For me, I just go back to my journey in entrepreneurship or even this profession. And as I look in the camera, are you desperate enough? Are you hungry enough? There's got to be a self-evaluation. You got to identify. Everybody likes to point the finger at everybody else, and everything and success relies on you. This profession is a 1099. They pay you every Friday. They give you a 1099 a year. It has your name on it. It doesn't have Kim's name on it, Holly, Corbin, Samson, Francoise. It has your name. It's up to you. When I was given an opportunity at 19, it was up to me. I had to show up to work every day. If I didn't go get the work, I didn't have work. It's the same in this profession. Anybody tells you don't have to recruit, they're lying to you. If you don't recruit, you won't have a business. It's that simple. If I don't go get work in the traditional business, I won't have work. You have to make the mindset decision that I'm going to have to talk to people. And when you talk to people, guess what? You're going to find someone else that's desperate. You're going to find someone else that's hungry. I believe 99% of the time, success is born out of desperation. I was desperate at 19. I was super desperate 9 years ago. When I found this profession, and then I found out that there was people that are willing to help me that are millionaires. People don't understand the value of the circle. If people that are millionaires are going to help you talk to other people, they're going to help you build a business. You can't get that in traditional business. You get that free. You get to get people on here, and literally you just push them on here. You can duct tape them, throw them in front of a computer, and you have millionaires that are presenting a business opportunity for you. And like I always say to the team, all you need to do is find 3 needles in the haystack. How long would you go through a bale of hay? Not the little tiny one that's in a square, the big round one. If there was 3 needles in there that would pay you for the rest of your life, tens of millions of dollars, how long would you go through that? You would go through that forever because you knew the 3 needles were in there. But you stop because you start talking to negative people. You start talking negative to yourself. You start blaming, complaining, and you stop doing the action. And then guess what? It's 3's fault or someone else's fault? No, it was your fault. You stop going through the hay when the hay is guaranteed you to pay you forever. This profession is beautiful if you do it the right way. You have to have a servitude mentality. You have to be willing to give, to get. I think money by yourself is lonely. But in this profession, if you're willing to build the relationships, money is fun. Why? Because you're crowded around people of the same mindset. And I believe momentum is caught and obtained by synergy. When you get a lot of people thinking the right way, doing the right way with a we mentality, not a me mentality, then this profession flourishes. We are looking for people in 2023 to have the we mentality, that are willing to go out and share the hope. I believe, as the Bible says, joy comes in the morning. There's been 4 to 5 years of hopelessness in this country. I believe there's people watching this Zoom that have been hopeless, and now they feel a little inkling of hope. I'm here to tell you, if a high school dropout can go on to make tens of millions of dollars just because a couple people shared an opportunity, you can too. The compensation plan doesn't discriminate, doesn't care your background. If you look here, Samson, auctioneer, Kim was a CPA, Holly was a stay-at-home mom. but came from a professional background. Corbin as well, Francoise, it didn't matter. They just did the things every single day. They didn't get around negative people. I'm telling you, you better start guiding your circle. You better start guiding your mind. I see leadership in this profession. They start down this negative cycle, and eventually it's everybody else's fault, not theirs. Guard your circle, guard your time, guard your mind, because the Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So what are you thinking? What is your action? And what are you going to become in 2025? Because God has told me this. For such a time as this, when I started this company, and he just told me in December, for the people that capture this moment in time, 2025 is going to be transitional. They transition to hopelessness, but 2025, there's going to be a people, a nation of nations in this company that's going to have a transitional year. And they're going to look back on 2025 and know that joy came in the morning because they went out and they plowed, they planted, and they reaped the harvest.
Right.
Woohoo! Got goosebumps everywhere. Woohoo! Wow. Well, Samson, you know what? Well said. I can tell you, this is definitely a keeper. This Zoom, you guys watch it because there's so many nuggets in this call. So to my co-host, Samson, you want to wrap up this call for us?
Sure. Yeah, let me wrap it up. Look, I would say this year has come and gone faster than we all noticed it, right? And next year, just like Ricky said, look, God's going to provide. It's coming. And, have faith, have hope, love yourself, because the abundance is out there. It's already out there. People that you need, they're out there. Either new partners or the existing one. People, the financial needs, it's always there. You just need to receive it. So give praise, enjoy the holidays, connect with people, because not only you, other people are just like you. Just like us. We're no different than anybody else. Maybe we took a little bit longer time to work this industry. But you know what? Wherever you are, just reach out to people and you'll find the answers. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Everybody. The abundance right here. So everybody, we wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Everybody say Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry Christmas. God bless.
Bonuses
Happy
to
New
everybody
Year.
in the company.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for plugging in. Thank you for sharing incredible leadership. Bye, everyone. See you
Bye.
soon.
Thank
Love you.
you.